Let's continue on. Page 29, The Slight Edge Philosophy. If you got the book, read along. We are not taught that the key to success is double your failure rate or your rate of failure. On the contrary, we're taught to avoid failure like the plague, like the coronas. Fake. Failure is not an option. Really? It had better be an option. It had better be. Because whether or not you consider it an option, it's gonna happen. If you go through life with the philosophy that failure is not an option, then you'll never have any good opportunities. Then you'll never have any good opportunities to learn, which won't really matter anyway, because if failing is not an option, chances are you won't even try in the first place. If Babe Ruth had the philosophy failure is not an option, then you and I would never have heard of that fallout. Why? Because not only did Babe Ruth set the world record for home runs, but he also led the league in strikeouts. Michael Jordan, considered by many as one of the greatest basketball players of all time, winning 6 NBA titles with the Chicago Bulls, didn't make the varsity team as a sophomore because they thought he was too small. The next 2 years he grew 4 inches, honed his game, and the rest, as they say, is history. Abraham Lincoln had an extraordinary record of lost elections and public office failures until he grew a beard. Over the course of his career, for the Gainey lawyer from Illinois, failure was not only an option, it was practically his specialty. If it hadn't been, he would never have made it to the White House. And it's hard to imagine just what our lives would be like today if Thomas Edison had subscribed to the failure is not an option philosophy. In his efforts to find a stable filament to make his electric light bulb invention work, he tried out thousands of different versions, and every single one failed. His comment, "I've not failed. I simply discovered 10,000 ways that don't work." Come on now. Successful people, they fail their way to the top every time. Your philosophy is your view of life. Not every time, I just made that part up. Your philosophy is your view of life, something beyond feeling and attitudes. Your philosophy drives your attitudes and feelings, which drives your actions. By and large, people are looking in the wrong places. They're looking for a breakthrough, looking for that amazing quantum leap. The philosophy of the craps table and roulette wheel, I don't believe they'll ever find it. I've had colossal failures and I've had remarkable successes. In my experiences, neither one happens in quantum leaps. They happen through the slight edge. The purpose of this book is to have you understand the slight edge philosophy, to make it a part of how you see the world and how you live your life every day, to understand patience, to understand little steps compounded do make a difference, that the things you do every single day, the things that don't look dramatic, that don't even look like they matter, they do matter. That they not only make a difference, they make all the difference. Throughout this book, if you look carefully, you'll find at least a dozen statements, and if you look very closely, many dozens, that embody this philosophy. Statements such as, "Do the thing and you shall have the power." Here are a few more examples that you'll come across in the following pages. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. Success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. There is a natural progression to everything in life: plant, cultivate, harvest. Here's a suggestion that can maximize how much you get out of this book. That is, not only reading it, but also observing it and applying it into your life. Every time you come to a fundamental statement of philosophy, highlight it. Then go back regularly and read through just those highlighted sections in your own personal guide to the slight edge philosophy. That's your own little guide. That's cool. The slight edge is only the slight edge is also the philosophy embodied in the 3 stories you read in the beginning of this book. It is understanding that tremendous portion of something that seems as seemingly insignificant as a penny. It is knowing how to recognize and harness the power of the water hyacinth. It's having faith in the process of simple positive actions repeated over time. The faith that miracles do happen if you know when to trust the process and keep churning the cream. Just add life and stir. The slight edge philosophy is the missing ingredient you need for all the personal development books, how-tos, and life guides to work. Just joke. The slight edge philosophy is the missing ingredient you need for all the personal development books, how-tos, and life guides to work. If you don't grasp the truth of the slight edge, then no matter what health books you read, we're not going to are you're not going to be willing to do the little things that lead to you to a healthy life. No matter what you learn. Oh, my freaking hands is getting numb from holding one book. Counts. No matter what you learn, no matter how many books you read, CDs you listen to, or seminars you attend, if you don't absorb this philosophy of simple steps and their compounded effect over time, you won't successfully apply those things you learn to create the results you want. The Slight Edge will help you apply all the information you learn from the health books, sales books, investment books, positive attitude books. The Slight Edge is a book you need to read, highlight, and reread, along with your fitness class, your career planning, your continuing education in pursuit of new skills. The Slight Edge will prepare you to be able to absorb all that other information, guidance, and education from all those other books, classes, situations, and experiences, just like jiu-jitsu. Whatever your deepest desires are in life, I want you to have them, and I know that you can. That is my passionate belief, and I've seen it happen too many times to doubt it. But if you need a place to start, the Slight Edge is that starting point. It's the first ingredient. Key points of Chapter 1. People ever are clamoring for the formula, the secret ingredient, the path to improve their lives. The secret ingredient is your philosophy. What you know, how you hold it, and how it affects what you do. Once you change the way you think, then you can take the steps that will lead you to the how-tos. The things you do every day, the things that don't look like they matter, do matter. They not only make a difference, they make all the difference. Applying the Slight Edge principles in stir. I have used the principles of the Slight Edge to improve my physical fitness, starting with 1 push-up and 1 sit-up a day, adding another each day and building to over 100 per day. I've used it to help pay off debt, build my savings and investments, and improve my relationships with my children. Cool. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed. Get the book. Chapter 2 is coming up next time. Chapter 2 is called The Secret of Easy Things. So stay tuned for next week's The Secret of Easy Things. I should say tomorrow. Every day you gotta read 10 minutes. That's the first step. Aloha, Gengi.